Namaste everybody. It's Aaron here from Level Up Yoga, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a warm-up. So not so much of a yoga practice, more so some conditioning exercises for the wrists, for the forearms, and for the shoulders and core to prep your body for practicing arm balances, handstands, forearm stands, headstands, essentially arm balances and inversions. So for this practice, you will need a strap or a scarf, a small towel, a belt, something like that, and also 3 blocks. If you don't have 3 blocks, no stress. You could use something that's block sized. The reason for the 3rd block is just for this placing between the hands. So you could use a drink bottle, you could use a Tupperware container, and then just not use the other 2 blocks. We'll speak about that when we get to it. So once you've got all that and you've got your mat rolled out, we're going to get into it. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on all fours. Now I'd like for you to just begin by rolling around on the wrists. So hands are plugging into the floor, and we have even weight through the 4 corners of the hands. So the index knuckle, the pinky knuckle, base of the pinky, base of the thumb. Moving in one direction, and then let's start to move in the opposite direction. So moving in circles with the shoulders, starting to acclimatize ourselves to bearing weight in the wrists. Then let us sit back on the heels once again. And I want you to go ahead and just place your hands out in front of you. What I want you to focus on is this top portion of your wrist. So we can move our wrist and our hands from the elbow joint. And for this part of our practice, specifically, we want to just use the wrist joint. So you could even just do this one hand at a time and hold on to the wrist so that it can't move in that way. If you're feeling very confident, you could do it with both hands at the same time. So keeping the hand still, the wrist still, start to turn your fingers in toward one another, then up towards the sky, facing the palms out. So wrists in extension, turn the fingers out and away from one another, and then fingers down towards the floor. So fingers together, fingers up towards the sky, fingers out, fingers down. And you'll notice that your hands are moving from the wrist joint only. So try to create as little rotation through the elbows as possible. Again, we circle the wrists in one direction. Then let's move back in the opposite direction. Just making sure that if you're doing one hand, you're doing the same amount on the other hand. Starting to feel the wrists warm up, and you might notice the veins surrounding the wrist, the hands, the forearms start to really fire up. This is what we're looking for. Okay, just give the hands a little shake out. We are looking to bring blood into the forearms, the wrists, the elbows, and the shoulders through this practice. So really starting to warm them up so that we can move into some more stronger poses, chaturanga, arm balances, inversions, that kind of stuff. So let's come back onto our all fours position. Hands are about shoulder width apart. Lift your thumbs up off the floor, press into the base of the fingers. From here, start to lift your palms up toward the sky, and then back down. So they're little wrist push-ups. So the palms will lift up, palms will come back down. The thumbs don't touch the floor. Now to make this harder, you'll start to straighten your arms and rock a little bit forwards. And then to make this harder again, if you're not feeling much, would be to come up into plank pose. I'm not going to do it. My wrists are not that strong. I'm going to keep going. We'll do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the palms down. Sit back onto your heels once again. Lift your arms up overhead. Spread your fingers. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, close into a fist. Okay. Same range of motion. Extend your hands as much as possible. Create a nice tight fist. We'll do that as fast as we can. Spread the fingers, bring them in, and we'll go for 30, 29, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Pick up the pace. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Give the hands a little shake. Great. Back to all fours. From here, let's start to rock side to side. As you rock to one side, so you rock to the left, you'll pick up the right hand, make a fist, place it back down. Rock to the right, pick up the left hand, make a fist, place it back down. Continue to do that. And each time you land the hands back on the floor, fingers are pointing out a little more, turning the hands in opposite directions. Until eventually, maybe your fingers turn around so far that they point back toward your knees. At that point, once you've turned the hands around as far as possible, you're going to press down into the floor, protract your shoulder blades, and very gently begin to rock your weight back towards your heels. And you'll notice you won't be able to go too far. Mainly what we're looking for is finding some space in wrist extension. So moving the elbows toward the fingertips, and you don't want to push this too much. But getting our hands used to this, gripping through the fingertips, as if you're trying to bunch your mat up underneath you. And then let's flip the hands over so the backs of the palms touch the floor. Spread the fingers, press the thumb and the pinky finger into your mat. Then try to straighten out your arms and turn your inner elbows toward the top of your mat. From here, starting to stretch back, dropping the hips back toward the heels, opening up through the forearms. And if you don't have as much mobility, as much flexibility as me in the forearms, no stress. You might be in this position, you might kind of be stuck down here. Just trying to work towards first straight arms and then the rotation, turning the inner elbows forwards. And let's release. Hands come back to the floor. This time our push-ups will be a little bit different. We're going to grip into the fingertips and lift the palms up off the floor. Kind of like you're creating a suction cup with the palm, or like you're trying to pick up a ball, golf ball with just your palm and no fingers. So you'll feel the activation of the muscle between the thumb and the pinky finger, and also the big meaty muscle on the outside of the pinky finger. We're just lifting up, putting some weight into the fingertips and coming back down. You should really feel this in the hands, in the wrists, and maybe a little bit in the forearms. Again, we're going to just do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing. Great. Sit back onto your heels again. One more round. Spread the fingers wide. Make a fist. Let's go as fast as we can for 30, 29, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 20, 19. Full range of motion through the hands. 17, 16, a little faster if you can. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, double speed. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Give the hands a little shake out. All right, final wrist mobility movement is going to be this. Place a fist on the floor, starting with the right side. Going to use the left hand to keep the fist, so keep the fingers pressing in towards the palm. Then drop the back of your palm, keeping the fist onto the floor, feeling the stretch through the forearm. And then rock the fist back up onto the floor. So you press the back of the palm into the floor, keeping the fingers clenched. Fist comes back to the floor. We'll just do this 7 more times to make 10. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then 10 on the other side. Make a fist. Hold the fist with your right hand. Drop the back of the palm down. Try to keep the elbow straight as possible. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Sit back onto your heels. Arms out in front of you. Fingers just lightly spread. We're just going to move through the elbow rotations. So you'll turn the palms up towards the sky and then draw your palms into your shoulders. From here, turn your palms away and then straighten out the elbows once again. So palms turn up, draw them into the shoulders, turn them away, turn them out. Palms up, palms in, turn away, press out. A few more in this direction. And then move in the opposite direction. So with the palms facing the sky, bend the elbows, flip the palms into the shoulders, extend the elbows. So palms down, draw in, flip the palms, flatten out. A few more like this, just to really warm up the joints, the elbow joints. Great. Release. Stand up onto your knees. Place your left hand on your right chest. Okay. Right hand comes into center. You lift the arm up overhead. Find external rotation. So wrapping the tricep in toward your nose. Once you get to the top, you'll hit a wall. Start to internally rotate. So turn the palm forwards and then out and away. Create a big circle through the shoulder, and then the arm or the back of the hand comes to the inner thigh. Opposite direction, move the arm back as much as possible. Begin to externally rotate, so palm wraps forwards and back behind you as the tricep wraps in towards your nose. Then the hand comes down. Let's do that 2 more times. So come up, across, externally rotate. Start to internally rotate as you reach back. Back of the hand comes to the outer thigh. And then reach the arm back. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Arm comes across and then down. 1 more time. Cross, up, rotate internally, back, and then the opposite direction. Great. Coming down, let's do the other side. Right hand to the left chest, hand across, lift up, externally rotate. So tricep wraps in toward the nose, then externally rotate. Tricep wraps back, hand wraps back, hand to the outer thigh, and then move the opposite direction. All the way back around. 2 more. Last one. Great work. Final movements will be through the scapula. So hands in front of you, create a fist. Press the fists away. So protract the scapula, pull them apart. Scapula are your shoulder blades, just if you didn't know. Drop the shoulders away from your ears. Draw the shoulder blades together and the fists in towards you. Then lift the shoulders up around your ears. Press the fists away again. Shoulder blades separate. Drop the shoulders down, together, up, forwards. Down, together, up, forwards. One more. And then move in the opposite direction. So lift up, together, down, forwards. Up, together, down, forwards. 2 more times around. Great. And release back down. Come up into plank pose. So planting the hands on the floor. Press down into the floor. Create a little bit more space between your chest and your mat. You're going to take a big breath in. Press away from the floor. With the exhale, allow your chest to drop down towards the floor. Then inhale, press back into the floor, lift up. So just movement of the scapulas here to find a very strong position in your plank. Three more. Last one, pressing up and drop the knees. Okay, from here, grab your strap, your belt, whatever you have. Take your hands a little wider than your shoulders. Stand up onto your knees once again. We're going to lift the strap up as high as we can. And then take it all the way back behind you. The wider you go, the easier this will be. And the arms come up and forwards. I'm going to go a little bit wider than I am at the moment. Okay, come up. Back, starting to open through the chest, floss out the shoulders, seeing if we can create a little bit of extra range of motion. Let's just do a couple more as I am wary of how long this is taking. Once more. Perfect. Pop your strap down to the side. Okay, grab your 3 blocks. 1, 2 will be at shoulder width apart. And if you don't have blocks, you can just pop your elbows on the floor. So popping your elbows on either the blocks or on the floor. Taking your 3rd block or your container, your book, whatever it is that you have, between your palms. And this is going to stop our shoulders from internally rotating. From here, walking your knees back as far as you can and moving into puppy pose. Draw your lower ribs in as much as you can, lower belly in, so that your spine is straight. Shoulders are in extension and the elbows are hugging in towards one another. From here, see if you can press the elbows away and down into the blocks. Thumbs will come to the shoulders. So the elbows are flexing. See if you can continue pressing the elbows away, pressing them down into the blocks. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, straighten out your arms. So the block between your hands comes down to the same height as the 2 blocks that your elbows are on. Or if you're on the floor, hands will come to the floor. Then bend the elbows as you inhale. Thumbs come back to the shoulders or the back of the neck. Exhale, hands come down. The whole time you're doing this, you're pressing the elbows down into the floor. Inhale, bend the elbows. Exhale, straighten. Inhale and come up. 2 more times. 1 more. And come up. And slowly walk the knees back in. Great. Pop the third block off to the side. Now you're going to flip your blocks, and these are going to be shoulder stoppers. So we're going to do a little bit of work with chaturanga, or the yogi push-up, as it's sometimes known. So what I want you to do is make a fist, place your forearm on the floor, and then where your elbow is around about where your palms are going to go. The reason for this is that we are going to drop our shoulders down onto the blocks to practice a very strong and supported position in our chaturanga. And this is really the foundation of all arm balancing poses until we straighten the arms. So, stage 1 is going to be on the knees. For the duration of this movement, you're going to keep your elbows plugged into the rib cage. Okay. So the knees are down, core is active, spine is straight, pressing down into the mat. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, begin to rock forwards. As you do, bend the elbows. You lower your shoulders down to the blocks. And with an inhale, press back up. Exhale, lower slowly. Tap the blocks. Inhale back up. So we're not going too low. The ideal is that the elbows are stacking on top of the wrists. 2 more. Last one. And release to your heels. Take a moment to sit. And slow your breath down. We're going to do that 1 more time. A couple of breaths to settle. Okay, 5 more rounds. Setting your hands up in much the same spot. You can keep your knees down, or you could come up onto the toes if you're feeling a little stronger. Big breath in. Press into the hands as you exhale, rock forwards, lower down, keep the elbows in by your sides, tap the blocks, inhale back up. 4 more. 3 more. 2. Last 1. And release. Whew. You'll notice when you start to do chaturanga like this, so that your final position is the elbows hugged in, shoulders depressed, and the elbows stacking on top of the wrists, it takes a lot more strength from your wrists. What I see a lot is kind of the hands coming forwards, creates internal rotation through the shoulders and puts a lot of pressure on the chest. For this movement specifically, we want to try and keep the chest as open as possible and build strength in the wrists and in the forearms. As you can see, I'm a little puffed. It's hard. All right, final 2 movements are, and not so much movements, more so static holds. This time working specifically for handstand. So laying down on your back. Legs are straight, toes are flexing towards you. See if you can draw the lower ribs in, lower belly in, so that your lower back is flat on the floor. Lengthen the back of your neck, and then reach your arms up overhead. See if you can keep your lower back flat to the floor. Keep the arms in external rotation, so the triceps are wrapping together. Then touch your thumbs on the floor behind you. I'm going to keep the elbows drawing in toward one another, hands drawing in toward one another. Keep the lower back flat to the floor. Keep pressing the thumbs back into the floor. Keep wrapping the triceps in towards one another. Deep breaths. Strong through the core, strong through the shoulders. It takes a lot of strength, a lot of stability, a lot of awareness through the shoulders and the spine to keep this position. If you'd like a little bit of extra challenge, lift the heels off the floor just a centimeter for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the feet, release the hands. Down by your sides. All right, flip over onto your belly. Last one. Again, working towards this handstand position. It's a nice straight line. This time, arms up overhead, same process. Wrapping the triceps in towards one another. So it's like you're trying to face your inner elbows to the sky, and I also want you to face your palms up towards the sky. You plug your forehead into the mat. Then with your inhale, lift the lower belly off the floor. Lift your arms off the floor, your feet off the floor, knees off the floor. Keep the arms lifting, but keep them in external rotation. So wrapping the triceps down and towards one another. Facing the palms up toward the sky, inner elbows up towards the sky. And keep breathing deeply. We'll hold 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Flip over onto your back. We'll take a minute just to rest, to soften, to open your body to the floor. Just take 3 more deep breaths. All right. Slowly make your way back up to a seat. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. If you want a practice to supplement this practice, I have another video. It's a fair few back. I might even put it in the little click-through window at the bottom of this video. It's called Core Strength for Yogis. It's an incredible little core strengthening sequence that will really help this work, and it'll also help to supplement your arm balancing and inversion practice. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, all I ask, share it with someone that you think could benefit from it. That's it, the only catch. Hope you have a beautiful day, and